people debate what Ark's best dinos are, but they're all idiots, and I'm here to tell you what Ark's top 10 dinos are, and if you disagree, just remember, your opinion doesn't matter, and you're a Nimrod. So shut up and listen. In 10th place is a tie between Pagomastics and Itchy. In the wild, they sneak up on you and steal some random item from you. Even if it's kibble, element, metal, saddles, or anything else. I don't care how long you spend getting it, it just takes it and runs. If you're able to run after it and kill it, you should get your stuff back, but a lot of the time it just doesn't for no reason. Even better is when you don't notice it happen because it blends in with all the screen spam. These features make both an incredible addition to Ark because all your hard work can get thrown at almost no fault of your own, and that makes for some really fun gameplay. The Itchy is even slightly better than the Pego as it flies, making it even harder to get your stuff. Plus, one time it kidnapped my monkey. The only reason they're not higher is they don't take all your items, and it's possible to get your stuff back, which is just coddling, and I won't have it. Number 9 is Ammonite. This guy is awfully awesome. You can't tame him or anything, but when you kill him, every single thing in the radius of the sun comes after you, an attempt to obliterate every atom of your being. And there's nothing fairer than playing Ark for your first time, killing a random shrimp, and getting swarmed by the world. 8th is a tape chart. This thing's a roided out pteranodon. This thing's fantastic. I mean, it can fly any direction, land on walls, fly very fast, and hold 2 passengers. It's also incredibly rare, and even if you do find it, it'll be gone in 2 seconds, making it pretty impossible to tame. And I love it when games lock cool, fun, good content behind impossible tasks, though I never get to experience them. Hashtag 7 is a multi-way tie between all the boys that put you to sleep, because there's nothing I love more than getting stabbed by a scorpion, running away, then passing out for 2 minutes of boring nothingness, or fighting a frog till it knocks me out but doesn't kill me. My favorite is the lobster who knocks you out in the water and watches you drown. Of course, the spider webs you as well, which is just as annoyingly amazing. At 6 is a 3-way tie between Diplodocus, Parasaur, and the Roll Rat, all for what Hollywood's all about, but pretends doesn't exist. It's beauty, because these are the most ugly, grotesque, hideous, disgusting, rancid, nasty looking things I've ever seen. I mean, look at the Diplo's eyes, ew, or the vomit-inducing skin of the Roll Rat, and the constantly depressed Parasaur. These guys are ugly, but just like with people, some are ugly, but most are attractive, and I'm glad Ark's dinos represent that, even if it makes me want to gouge my eyes out. V is the Yeti. This featherless Rex is the worst, I mean best, because it makes flying quite dangerous. They roar, causing nearby creatures to fight with it, but it also makes your bird go onic feces crazy, taking away your control, and wild stuff happens. Which is great, because who wants to just have the ability to peacefully fly through the West Pole? Quattro is a tie between the Yoinkers, the Caprisuchus, and the Carcanos, and boy am I glad there wasn't a third grabber that starts with a K. These lads will come at you from Shrek Swamp and scoop you. The Capro takes you on an Uber ride where you don't choose the destination and can't get out, while Mr. Krabs smacks you into the ground. It doesn't really matter if you're riding something, as they'll take you right off most creatures, which is pretty amazing because you've got to be ready to take these kidnappers on with your bare hands if you need to. Before top 3 is honorable mentions for the rejects like the Chalico, who's basically a crazy drunk as he throws poop, only takes beer for taming, and I have no idea what it's like domesticated. Also the Centipede for its armor annihilating spit that makes caving dreadful. Another spitter is the Dillo, who blinds you. Of course the Leedy Cichlids, because who wants to be able to use a raft anyways? The Diplodocus surprisingly didn't make the list despite being unable to do damage. Who could forget of the Liopleurodon, who's super rare and only lasts for 30 minutes after being tamed? Last is the stupid bugs for all the times they killed young elite Statosaurus when he was just trying to reach the island's lake. Tross is a 2-way tie between Titanosaur and Rock Golem, as they both can only be tamed with cannons, which is super unique and cool. Now sure, is it nearly impossible to tame either of these big boys? Yes, but here's the thing. Now you're probably too dumb to understand this, but Wildcard understands that in life you need friends, and without friends you can't tame these lads, so this forces you to get friends and stop being such a loser, which you really need. Silver goes to all the stupid stunners. There's nothing better than taking a leisurely stroll through the forest only to be attacked by a Microraptor. I mean, I just love sitting and waiting to be killed with no way to defend myself. The redwoods are such fun to fly through when a Thyla can RKO you at any moment. Now honestly, anyone that complains about the overpoweredness of these tasers is clearly just too dumb to avoid them in the first place. Speaking of first place, in number 1 is the Maywing for its phenomenal movement abilities and looking like Perry the Platypus.